Hello everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, we will continue introduce the popular built-in functions in MATLAB. The first function to be introduced is a write-mat function. What we are doing is to tell the matrices. And sometimes we need to repeat a certain matrix in a certain times in terms of row and a certain times in terms of column. The command we can say the write-mat with a parenthesis mat, n, m. So mat is a matrix to be repeated. We will repeat it n times vertically and m times horizontally. So let's see some example. There is a function mat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can see the matrices here. Now the first thing is to do the write-mat 2, 1. So this means that I repeat this matrix twice in terms of rows and once in terms of columns. So it's still here, right? I can see mat 1, 2. This means in terms of row, once. So there are still the same number of rows. 2 in the column position means in terms of column, I do twice. So once, twice. So this is a write-mat function. The next function that is very useful is a sorting function, the sort function. So we can sort elements in the matrix in ascending or descending order. So by default, it's ascending order. We can also specify a dimension along row or along column to sort, right? So if we don't write anything, by default, it's sorted by columns. And we can also do descent to make it sorting in the descending order. Okay, then we see some examples. Here is a matrix. The matrix is here. And now we do two things. Sort mat, 1. So this means we sort by columns. If we don't write 1, we still write by columns by default. So we can see this row 919, 199, 6.2, 23, 23, 6.2. So it means along column, we sort the matrix in ascending order. Now I do another one. Sort mat, 2. So this means what? 2 means what? Means in row direction, right? So for each rows, we sort it in ascending order. So we can see 2, 1, 9, 6.2, 1, 2, 6.29. Right, so you can see this. So if you want to send it in descending order, then how to do it? You can look at use a doc command to see the sort function, or you check on Google to see the complete document with the examples. Okay, the next category, generating random numbers. Right, so you have already seen this, the rand previously. So here I generated a 3 by 7 matrix of random numbers, and they are uniformly distributed between 0 and 1. Right, we can see this. So if now we don't want to generate uniformly distributed random numbers, we want to generate Gaussian distributed or normally distributed random numbers. So we use a rand n. So we can see this example, rand n 3, 7. We generate a 3 by 7 random matrix, right? So with normally distributed random numbers with an average of 0 and a variance of 1. So generate this one. So note that all the random numbers generated they are pseudo-random numbers. So what are pseudo-random numbers? This means the random number is calculated by some formulas, right? And they are not truly random, but in practice, we can consider them as random, and they are sufficient for us to use in our programs. The third function to generate random number, we call it rand_i. This one we generate uniformly distributed integers. So rand_i, I max, n. So let's see an example. Rand I 9, 4. So this generator n is the 4. We generate a 4 by 4 matrix, square matrix, and 9 is what is a maximum of these values. All the others are randomly generated. So these are important. Later you may use it to generate random permutations, right? Okay, and so that is all in this session. So at the end of the session, I still written the functions that we have talked about here, and through these hyperlinks, you can see their help file. At last, I include 3 functions here, the RAM, mode, and ABS. So these functions, I leave it for you to study it yourself, and you can try in the command window and use them and to see what happens, right? Okay, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.